Hey guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel and another video from myself, Fraser. Here we are in the winter wonderland of Teesside International Airport here just outside of Middlesbrough. We are in the Eastern Airways livery ATR 72, and if you've watched my previous videos, we're doing a bit of a last hurrah, a final tour with these turboprop aircraft, these regional airlines that have just recently called up final boarding call and have left, I guess I was trying to find the words, basically ceased to exist, have gone bankrupt, and we've been doing a few flights with Blue Islands Air and Eastern Airways, and here we are with the Eastern Airways. We did a flight from Wick down to where we are at Teesside, and then we're going to head on down to Cardiff, a bit of a fictional flight. Most of the flights I see either start in basically are centered around Aberdeen up north, so we'll fly down to Cardiff, something different, and we will then probably go back up to Aberdeen. There are a few other routes that they've done, but yeah, a lot of them are sort of a lot of it's just like backtracking and stuff, but yeah, we've given it a good shot. Got this aircraft out in this Eastern Airways livery, and yeah, we'll get into the cockpit and we'll set up our flight and we'll head on down to Cardiff, see what they're doing in the capital city of Wales. So we'll come into our cockpit, we'll just click on this magic button here to get our final cockpit preparation checklist underway. We'll come into here and we'll start our SimBrief flight. We'll go into our data page. This is the turnaround flight. We'll just go to init. We'll just reset our init, our positioning. I'll go to return. We'll go to flight plan init, and we'll enter in our new flight plan. So that's going to be EGNV / EGFF, like so, and we're going to execute that, and we're just going to start our flight. What are we flying at today? We're going to be flying at 21,000 feet, so I'm just going to scroll that in like so. While we're doing that, we're going to call up flight request. And I think that's 21,000 feet there. I'm just going to mute whichever one that's. Right, let's carry on with our flight plans. So basically going to be flying runway heading, so runway 23, which is our runway that we arrived on. Execute, and now we're going to go ahead and start loading up our flight plans. So we're going to go directly to Gasco, so we'll enter in Gasco. Oh no, what's happened? Oh well, folks, we're just going to reset the aircraft there. That's what happens when you... I believe that's the battery strained out. So what we forgot to do, we forgot to It must be just one of those annoying bugs, because the external power is on, the pumps are off, everything's off. Yeah, the batteries are drained, so that is one of these annoying bugs of the ATR. When you drain the batteries, you're pretty much that's your flight done. And this is where any developers that mod battery drainage simulations, this is where some of these developers need to have like a little button to like just clear that and bring the plane back to life, because the only other way to do that is to reset the whole thing, and sort of messes up the whole flow, as you can imagine. Alright, I'm going to pause it there and reset the game, and we'll get back to you very shortly. Alright folks, we're back from square one again. Right, we're going to get back into doing this flight plan. Just had to reset the whole flight, this whole session kind of thing, so to exit out of the game, and not exit out of the game completely, but just exit out of this flight. And because my last flight was from work, if I reset the game, it would have taken me back up there again. So yeah, here we are back to where I left you off. We were just setting up the flight plan, so we'll just carry on with this. So we were gone past this stage, so we'll just carry on where we were, entering in our flight plan. So EGNV/EGFF, and we're just going to use just a generic flight number, doesn't really matter. And then we're going to go runway 23, execute, and then we're going to enter in our flight plan. This is exactly where the airplane shut down on itself, so all is good. Oh, gas co, so entering in gas co, because the next bit's going to be airway. If we have to execute that, go to gas go, find our airway that we're going to use, which is P16, and then we're going to go to Noken, which is going to be on the next page. And then from there, it's another airway, 862 to Weavebeck. And we're going to execute. And this is well, we're here actually before I go out, so it's all done in one fluid movement. We're going to now enter in our fuel, and because we had to reset the flight, that's just the default fuel, so that's fine. Our takeoff weight is going to be 21,777, so we will scroll this back to about there. That's perfect. Going to return. Of course, we have to set our altitude bug again and set our altimeter while we're here. Scrolling on all the way up to 23,000 feet, was it? No, I think it's 22, wasn't it? Yeah, 21,000 feet. Can just see my altitude there if you're wondering what I'm doing. So I'm just looking for 21, which is right there, so that's perfect. And we will, because it's got a slight flow to it, so when you go to data, when you go to init page, you go to your performance and you just confirm your altitude you're flying at, so 21. What would happen if I do that? No. What if I do flight level 210? Still, yep, but it's just as you're basically typing the same letters, aren't you, for 21,000 feet. Anyway, we'll go put in our fuel, so 2550. Our 0 fuel weight is 21,724 minus 2550 will give us 1917.4. 1917.4, and the moment of truth, that all matches up perfect. We can get rid of that. We'll go to our surveillance. We'll just turn the transponder on, and we set this to terrain. What else do we need to do? Our reserves is going to be 4 plus basically it's basically going to be I don't know if it really matters anyway, does it? It's almost going to be extra 1,000 kgs, isn't it? 18. Yeah, another 600 kgs basically, but I don't know how much that actually accounts for anything in the setup. And we'll go to our the performance page, and trans altitude is 6,000 feet here in the UK predominantly. We'll go to our next page, 6,000 feet, and we're going to bring up our weather forecast in Cardiff, and it's going to be 1022, very similar, 1022 QNH, and it's going to be a pretty gentle breeze here in Cardiff, so that's perfect. Just make sure this is confirmed. Right, we're pretty much set to go, so we haven't opened up the doors at all, so we'll go ahead and we'll get request for pushback and start. We'll turn on our beacon light, we'll turn on all of our signs. Actually, we'll do that when the engine's started. We will turn on all of our anti-icing. We can turn on our fuel pumps. Select A and B, and we can go ahead and start our engines. And well, here we'll just reset our fuel and confirm our takeoff data. And we'll start the next engine. And we're just going to set our trim so it sits in that little magenta thing there. And we'll just double check it, but 0.9 up, that's basically there, that's fine. Select this to that one, that's the one I liked. Right, I think we're ready to be pushed back, so we will go ahead and disconnect our... I can turn this off actually. Oops, we forgot to... My bad, we forgot to turn that one on properly, so we'll just do that again. But yeah, we're all good to push back now, so we can disconnect the ground power, release the handbrake, release the chock, call up the token. We can now push back. And we can go back to what I was supposed to do, select that to off. We can turn on our all of our anti-ice. Turn on our TRU. And we'll just do UK styles. We won't turn back, we'll just go right back to the edge and we'll turn around ourselves. Just there will do perfectly. Parking brake on, get rid of the tug. Crew all clear. Everything's good, so we're just going to go to auto. Put up a bit of throttle. Get that power in, so all of these warning lights disappear. As you can see, the TRU is illuminated, so that means we've got hydraulics or whatever it is. We can set our flaps. Once the flaps are down, we'll just double check our takeoff config. No warning lights. We are good to go, folks. Alright, we'll go through our taxi, we'll go through all of these lists, clear all of these checklists. We'll release the gust lock now. Now we're not going to taxi down there, we're just going to use the backtrack. I don't think aircraft, from what I've seen on Flight Radar, they don't go all the way around there, it's a long way around. Well, strobe and landing lights can now come on as we speed on down to the end of the runway. We'll go back to our map page. And we'll go heading, nav, indicated airspeed and VNAV, and we'll select auto for this as we swerve all over the runway. Alright, we'll do our little U-turn here. Right, and we're just gonna sync our heading mode before we forget, and we're just gonna full throttle it on our way out, or not full throttle, but select our cruise notch and our thrustmaster Airbus throttle, and away we go. Or if you don't have that, you just want to set it to this little notch here, to that little marker there. Alright, we're going to lift off. Gear can come up and we'll get a nice view as we mosey on out. We're going to, I guess we can go flaps up. We'll go to autopilot. We can go cruise now, select climb mode. Landing gear up, flaps up, we've done that. Bleeds, we didn't do that. I don't think we really needed to, but the bleeds are on anyway. I guess we could release the anti-ice soon because it appears to be pretty dry out there. Right, I'm just going to go standard. We've got to get clearance for takeoff, but that's alright. We're running behind schedule anyway with that unexpected flat battery. I'll enjoy some of this view out here as we fly over the lovely English countryside. And we will just turn off our landing lights, say, and our taxi lights. We'll turn off our devices. I'll turn off the anti-ice, we don't really need it anymore. Everything looks pretty dry out there, which means there's not too much icing out there. Welcome back, folks. I hope you enjoyed that quick little flight across the English countryside here as we're sort of entering into Wales. We've been given our, I guess you could say, our expected arrivals, and we've also been given a QNH too, so I'm guessing we can go ahead and set that to the local, to that air pressure 22, and I've already sorted out my flight, my arrivals, and I'm just going to do the old I'm just going to set my course and get my ILS frequency already. So my bearing is 297, and I've flicked that across to the ILS, and I'm going to now enter my course. Just double confirm again, it's 297. Alright, that's all set. We can flick that back across, and we're still a wee way out from our top of descent. Still a wee way out from scrolling back our top of descent, but I believe it's 3,000, was it? Yeah, 3,000 feet. But we will enter in our frequency 10.7. So that's our ILS frequency set. And once that gets within 10 nautical miles, we'll pull back that altitude to what was given from ATC, which is 3,000 feet, but we will be going down to 2.2 for our final approach fix. So I mean, we might as well just set 2.2. Sweet, so that's our altitude set, and we'll just get our minimums set as well. So our minimums is going to be basically 410. Oh, wrong one. And we'll just go click on VNav again to activate the V path. Oh, oops, I forgot to go back to navigate, nav mode. Now V path, that will work. Um, 410 was what I was setting. Sweet, so we've got everything all set for our arrivals. So we'll just go through here and just make sure everything matches up, which this does. This is our landing elevation, which is automatically entered, so that's set to 200. We've done that. Our approach seatbelt signs will come on very shortly. Oh, and we've been given vectoring, so we'll just slow down the speed again. So that was 185, so we'll go to heading mode, 185. So we're flying over the lovely Welsh countryside. And we can go ahead and turn on the all of our external lights, turn on our no device signs. We can clear that with our automatons have been set before takeoff. Cabin crew has been notified, and we will do the rest when we get closer to our arrival. So we've been given 1600 feet, so we'll set 1600 feet. Haven't been given any more vectoring, so that's good. And I believe we are flying over the official Cardiff here. I think the airport is actually a little way out of Cardiff itself. Yeah, I think that's Cardiff in there, isn't it? The rugby stadium should be around here somewhere. Right, we've been given some more vectoring, so 115. And we can now come on back to 205. As we get ourselves vectored onto our final approach, and we can get our ILS ready. Well, 280, we're gonna head on around to 280, 330. Slow down the flight simulator just a bit. We've been given clearance to a 4 localizer. So we can now arm that, and we can now get onto our approach. What is our... We're still... Oh, 7 nautical miles away now. We can actually get configured for landing, so we'll put our flaps and gear down, the first station flaps and gear. Come through and just clear all of that. Select takeoff. Put these to full just in case we need them. And that's us on our ILS approach, so we are all good to go for our landing. Just synchronize that heading mode. Keep our speed up. I mean, it's not a busy airport actually, Cardiff. Just in case there's any aircraft around, but I don't think there is. Everything looks sensible and all in good condition. Right, well, we'll pull it back to the next stage of flaps now. Last stage of flaps are out. Can now slowly pull back our speed. And we can just use autopilot. We'll keep the yaw dampeners engaged just for a little bit longer, and then we'll disconnect the yaw dampeners. Right, we'll go ahead and disarm the yaw dampener. Beautiful day for a landing here in Cardiff. When it is winter and the sun's out, the UK is a very beautiful place to be on a nice, clear, calm day, calm morning, especially in the mornings. Nice little railway bridge there. Everything looks pretty good. We'll see if we can master another seamless touchdown without any clunking sounds.
500, approaching minimum. minimum. 200. 100. 50. 40. 30. 20. 10.
I think that was the gentle touchdown. I couldn't quite hear any obvious grinding sound, so that's good. Right, we're just pulling back on the throttles just a bit. I think we're going to be a bit too fast for that one. But the next one we'll be more than capable of doing. And our flaps can come up, our landing lights and strobe lights can now come off as we exit the runway, basically at the end here. And we can, once I get straight, we'll disengage the we'll close the turn on the gust lock. Right, we'll come down here and close these down to the net to set them to auto. We'll clear this checklist. We will turn off the pitot heats and turn off the TRU. Keep it off the grass. I don't know why the taxi lights are not the taxiways are not showing up. There must be a minor wee conflict in the game somewhere. Right, we'll go ahead and we'll feather engine number 1. And we can basically shut it off completely. And it looks like our parking bay is going to be right around the corner there of this terminal. It's quite a lovely airport, Cardiff, by the looks of it. Really cool. I think this is one of those airports that was included in the one of those airport updates, one of those global updates a while back for the UK. But I think there might be a mod somewhere in my game that's conflicting with the taxiways. I'm guessing this is one of our taxiways here, so I'll just use this. And I think we will just park maybe on a slight angle, or do we just park head on? I'm not too sure with this airport. Maybe we'll turn off the taxi light. Yeah, I think we just park here like that. That's going to be perfect. And we will, I think I'm just going to use hotel mode for this because I have a fear that the battery might turn off again, so I don't want to do that. Make sure the prop brake's on, which it is. Perfect. We're going to now open up the aircraft. I'm going to come up here and turn off all the passenger signs, and that's our flight done and dusted, folks. We'll do a turnaround and we'll head up to Aberdeen, and that will be us done with the Eastern Airways flights. So thank you for coming along with the journey, and we'll see you again very soon.